Welcome to the ProBrick exclusive YouTube channel with Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, just on my afternoon walk. Okay, so you've gone into a relationship and you get into the honeymoon phase of it. Everybody's happy, everyone's going along really well. Sheila's turning up. You get a couple of hiccups not long after that. She starts flaking. Phone's not ringing as much, all the romantic messages are going out the window. Communication fades. You're starting to have to say, well, what's going on? You shouldn't have to, but you do. And you get the first warning signs of laziness, relationship laziness, I call it. And this is the point where you've got to say to yourself straight away, I've got trouble, because the person's obviously come out of a relationship where they've practiced laziness and got away with it, and that might not always that's not going to work. If you're in your frame, that's not going to work for you. What they try and do is condition you to their laziness. They want to condition you to make it as easy and as simple as possible, so that they don't have to make the extra effort. It shows less commitment and makes them feel less committed, and gives them the easy out if things aren't going the way it should. Women don't want to commit if they can help it. We get taught that they want to be in the relationship and they want exclusivity and all this sort of thing, but when it all boils down to it, most of them want their independence. You see, independence and no commitment means everything to women these days. It gives them more time with their children, their adult children, where they're emotionally connected. It makes you more of an opportunity to be a convenience. You see, what most women want to do today is just come out of their hidey hole, get banged, ran through, whatever, try and condition you to their visits, whenever that might be, 2-3 times a week, maybe 4 if you're lucky, and then have you sitting there waiting until they come back again. And if you are able to do that, which I'm able to do that. It doesn't mean I want to do that, but I can do it. Then they'll hold you for as long as they can, until you spit the dummy and they get kicked to the curb, and then they go do it again with the next bloke. You got to realise these single mothers aren't single. I've had single mothers tell me that they get their children to help choose the men that they're looking for on the dating apps, of which I won't use dating apps anymore. If I can't walk up to a girl that I spot that looks hot and ask her out, then I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it. I will not subject myself to the dating sites. I'll tell you why. Because the people on the dating sites aren't dealing with their issues. They're not managing their issues. They're bouncing from one guy to the next. They're getting away with murder. There's no accountability, no responsibility. That's what I've found with the last 2 I got off dating sites. When it all come down to it, they just run away with their problems, the problems that they had before I fucking come along. And that's not fair, because they don't have to take responsibility and accountability. And I married one of them, and when it all come down to it, she was fucking hopeless, absolutely hopeless. No accountability to anyone except her whinging, whining children. And that's what adult children, by the way. And that's what happened with the second one. Whinging, whining children. And I kicked them both to the curb. One, unfortunately, I was married to one of them. That cost me a lot of dough. The second one didn't cost me anything. Only time. And I guess time's more important than the money. Waste your time on these people. And really all they've done with the most part of their life is waste time. Neither of them really had anything characteristically to show for themselves, or possession wise. And the one I married, she only got what she had because she fucking will rob me when she left, which was my own fault for being married. You see, there's no incentive in the Western part of the world now to be married. If you get married and you're young, you use this girl to bring children into the world, and she decides she wants to fucking act like an idiot, which a lot of them do now. They just get tired of you and go, I've got to get out of this, I can do something different. You lose your children, you lose everything you work for, you end up having to rent somewhere. Sorry about that. And by the time they're finished with you, all that effort and all that time you put into it was reduced to their lack of character and their inability to be accountable and resolve. It's like a woman being married to a drunk and she's asking the guy to get off the grog and he won't. And then he runs her patience out until she's got nothing left and she's damaged and psychologically fucking ruined. Just waiting at the light. Psychologically ruined, and then got to try and, if she knows how to, heal, if she's not on drugs or on wine or fucking alcohol or something, and then meet some bloke that's possibly unhealed himself, not sure what he's fucking doing, and then away they go again. Unaccountable, unresponsible, jumping from one fucking person to the next, drugged, on wine, medicated. Most people are medicated today, male or female. Most of them are medicated. What hope have you got with that? They just turn up. Are they really contributing to anything? Is they really trying to build something, or are they just getting what they can at that time? Well, you'll find most people are getting what they can at that time because they're not backing up with their behaviour anything that looks like they're heading for a future. They'll smoke, they'll drink, they'll take medication, they'll fucking waste time. You'll be ringing them up, asking where they are. Oh, don't do this, can you do that? And it's like you're training a child. It's like you're training somebody that doesn't even know what they're doing in your life, and they're just pulling on your strength. And if you're a performance person like I am, an athlete, 57-year-old, always on the move, diet, sleep, all that, sexuality is running as well as it did when I was 18, or a young bloke at least. Women want that, but they're not prepared to do all the bits that they need to do to keep you interested. So they'll come in and they'll put on the fucking you're the one I've been looking for all my life, or I knew as soon as I saw you, you were everything I wanted. I've been looking for you all my life. I've heard all this fucking at least a dozen times, every spin on it, and you get to the point where you go, oh yeah, let's see where this ends up. And 9 times out of 10, the cracks start to appear 1 or 2 months in. Add children to that aren't going to like you. That's predictable. They're not going to like you. And it'll come down to where she's at with those. And 9 times out of 10, that's not a good place either. So you're just getting hit left, right and centre. And you have to be prepared for that. Women are not to be attached to. You do your best to serve that person as well as you can. Be the best man that you can, but do not attach, because you'll be left standing. Attachment isn't worth it, because you'll be left stranded, because the character of people today isn't what it needs to be to keep a long-term relationship. I think most people genuinely want that, but they just haven't got the the value for that. Because if they did have, they'd be communicating, they'd be working things out in a way in which these things would last, but they just don't last. As a man that's pretty well on his game, I wouldn't say I'm perfect, but I'm straight, sober, not on fucking grog and all that shit, medication, diet and exercise and all that, on my game. I've run into so many people that are women that are medicated, drugged, will drink and have no comprehension of how unattractive that is and really how undermining to their relationship that is, and marriages as well. And if you're a red pill man or a man that's in his frame, masculine frame, and you're not prepared to tolerate that shit, then they're not gonna last long with you, because they won't hold face. The real person will come out. It's just a matter of time. And when they do, you better not be attached, because if you leave someone in that relationship with you and they're not performing, you're just telling them that that's right, that's the way that you should be, and it's not. Sometimes when you let people go, gives them time to think and reflect and ask themselves, how did that happen? Why did that happen? Where's that person that I wanted gone? And then they start to realize, oh yeah, he didn't like dope. Oh yeah, he wanted to resolve that problem that my children had with him, and they wouldn't, and I blamed him. Oh, my family didn't like him and I could have changed that. Oh, why did I keep turning up late? You will show them in the kindest way you can why, in the kindest way you can, by having the superpower, the most strongest power that a male can have, and that is the ability to walk away. It's not a move of hatred, it's not a move of cruelty, it's a move of the best interest for all involved. And if that person, that woman, doesn't learn her lessons, for whatever reason, that's not your problem. Because once you've walked away, you look ahead, don't look back. Don't worry about what they're doing, whether they're getting ran through and pumped and dumped and whatever they're going to do. You keep building the best version of yourself. Keep exercising, keep learning, keep growing your character, keep gaining knowledge, keep being well-minded, keep being wise, and the rewards will come. Don't attach, guys. It's too fickle now. Be the best man you can, perform the best way you can, and keep moving. That's what life's about. This is Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison on the Pro Bricky exclusive YouTube channel. Be strong, guys. Bye for now.